let's start in Shavasana today, but a variation of Shavasana, so laying down. And then instead of having your arms down at your side, let's bring them up even just kind of cactused over your head or just even a little further out to your sides, pretending that you're a tree here. So just embodying the essence of a tree. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And just begin to settle into the earth, feeling into your roots, your legs, your hips, the bottoms of your feet. And the hips settling here. And then begin to feel into the rest of the body, feeling into the belly. Invite the breath into the belly to be soft. Releasing any tension here. And into the chest, the heart, and the shoulders, and the breath flowing out towards your fingertips. And the back of your neck, resting on the earth and the back of the head. And let your face soften, your forehead, your cheeks, your eyes, your jaw. Just feel into the physical body, the energetic body. Today, as we enter this practice of these subtle elements on the tree of life, we focus our attention on the elements of existence, on fire, earth, air, water, even the ether all around us. These elements sustain the tree of life, and they invite this sense of unity to bring us to a state of oneness, recognizing that these same elements that support the tree of life, that support life here, also are within us. So bringing us to embrace the essence of each element within the self, to rest in the presence of oneness. Allow each posture that we move through to awaken an element within you. Connect with this element, be present with it. Explore these elements of earth, fire, water, air, ether as they awaken. I'd like to invite you to set a mantra or an intention of I am. I am whatever arises for you. I am at peace. I am present. I am earth. I am water or air. I am a tree. Notice what comes up for you here. If something arises instantly that resonates with you, or invite it to come forth during your practice. I am can simply be the entire statement. I am existing in the presence of the elements. Breathe it in. Take in the air. Recognize the water that moves through your body, that carries energy through your body. The veins that run through your body like rivers, meridians, like highways or rivers of energy. The air, the water, the earth, the fire in your belly. When you're ready, come to a seated position. We'll bring the legs out to a V to start. Just point and flex our toes. Begin to kind of wake our ankles up, maybe doing a few little circles here. And we'll draw the right foot in towards the left thigh. And we'll place our left hand on the floor or on a block, maybe your bolster or an elbow. And you can do your hand here, and we'll just set the intention here to just kind of lean towards. So we're coming into dragonfly, so raising that right arm up and resting on our left forearm. Or you can have your hand here and just stay upright, just reaching. You can also bring the arm down after a bit and just place that right hand on the right knee. Really sinking the right hip down towards the earth. Breathing into the space. Feel the right hip soften. And also breathing into the opening in the right side body here. Maybe our left ear just gently begins to come towards our left shoulder, opening up the side of the neck, dropping the right shoulder down. Just beginning to feel the breath flow from that right hip through the side body. Awakening our masculine energies, the right side of our body. Inhale, draw back up through center. Slowly bring the head up through center. Bring both legs out and just give them a little shake. Maybe some more circles with the ankles or pointing and flexing the feet. And draw the left foot in towards the center or in towards the right thigh. Move your block over to the opposite side. We'll start in this upright position. Taking a deep breath here. Just centering. And when you're ready, leaning over to the right side, resting the forearm or the hand on that block. And reaching the left arm up, activating that pathway of energy here. Sinking the left hip down, reaching with the left fingertips, really opening up the left side, opening up the flow of our feminine energy. Release the arm whenever feels right for you. Resting the hand on the knee, or maybe on your ankle, or towards the earth. Dropping the left shoulder a little if that feels nice to you. Feeling into the breath, traveling from the left hip to the rib cage, to the shoulder, leaning the right ear towards the right shoulder, opening up the neck. Our feminine energy is about fullness, being full. So maybe think of drawing from the earth here, filling with nourishment, seeking nourishment. Inhaling, coming back through center, nice and slow. We'll take a seated twist here. So a couple of variations. We can have our legs crossed in Sukhasana. And when we inhale, drawing up and just gently twisting, bringing the left hand to the right knee. Or you can cross your legs out in front, right leg over the left as we start. And same thing, just taking a little twist here. Or you can bring your right knee bent, left leg long, and maybe hook your left arm around or place your left elbow on the outside of that right knee. Little deeper twist here, right fingertips come towards the back of the room, and our gaze comes over our right shoulder. So choose whatever variation feels right to you. Twisting the opposite direction. Leave your knee there, but twist the opposite way. How does that feel? Better? Okay. Okay. And here we're focusing on our sun, our center, the heat and the fire element. Think about detoxifying and release. So, the center of our body, our trunk, our core of our tree, being a space of twisting, as you would think of like bark, almost sometimes looks like it's twisting around the tree. Think about embodying that sense of as you grow upwards, we twist and release. So lengthening the spine on the inhale and the exhale, even with our mind, just imagining this release a little further. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, unwind. We'll switch to the opposite side. So whatever variation you would like to take, you shake out the legs if it's a little tense. I'm going to bend my left knee, place my left hand behind me, fingertips tracing towards the back of the room. Inhaling, reaching, exhaling, twist to release. Gaze coming over my left shoulder. Really try to lengthen the spine here as much as you can. Create some space for that left thigh. Invites the flow of energy to move freely here. Inhale, lengthen. Bring the arms up. Exhale, unwind and release. Just bring both legs out long. Find your sit bones. rooted into the earth here, really feeling grounded. Bring the toes flex towards the face, shoulders down away from the ears. And then the inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, walk the hands forward to find caterpillar, keeping the spine straight and finding that place where you meet resistance, wherever it is. And then letting your head hang heavy and your spine round. Just draw the gaze inwards, bowing the head to the body. Rest the arms comfortably on the legs. Feel as the breath travels from our heels pressed into the earth, through the back of our legs, up our lower back and our hips, up our spine to our shoulders, our neck, and the crown of our head. And walk the hands back. And release the legs. And we'll move into child's pose. So grab a blanket for your knees if your floor is hard and you need a little support for your knees. Feel free to grab a blanket or fold the sides of your mat. Just cushioning our knees here. Bring them as wide as you would like towards the edges of the mat. The wider you bring your knees, the more sensation you'll feel in the outside of your hips here. So bringing them in closer and resting the body over the thighs. You may need a block or two to bring your forehead closer to the earth, or you can let your head hang heavy. The wider you bring your knees, the more space there is for our bellies, our burritos, our cookies. And walk the hands out, letting the hips sink down and the forehead to come to the earth or come to blocks. Just find a space here where you feel comfortable, where you can rest and really open up to the earth below. Really think about our heart opening here and bringing in that element of air, the breath with the earth, breathing in the earth, breathing in the air around us, the world around us. Our gaze comes forward to meet the hands. And we just gently walk the hands back, bringing the head up last. Just pausing here at the top for a moment. Taking a deep breath in, maybe placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Our breath, the air, our heat, the fire. Connecting with those elements within us. Supporting life. We'll come to tabletop. You can leave your blanket there to support your knees if you'd like. Bring the wrists underneath the shoulders. Stack the knees under the hips. And just find a neutral spine here. And we'll walk or step the right foot forward to meet the hands to find dragon pose on the right side. And we can stay here with our hands to the mat or to blocks. Or we can take it up a little higher, bringing blocks to the outside of that right foot and sinking the hips down. Find where you think you would like to be here in this posture, being mindful of our wrists, of our hips, of our knees, wherever is the most comfortable for you. Wherever you can find some stillness here. We're embracing fluidity here, embracing the element of water. Thinking about the water within our bodies, moving through us. And carrying the emotions within our bodies. Our hips are often a place where emotions settle if we don't process them and release them, move through them. So you may feel as you move into these postures, focusing on release in the hips, that our emotions, that water begins to flow through us. Be mindful of anything that comes up, just noticing it with curiosity, not attaching any stories or narratives. Just allowing them to be there, to feel them, and release them with the exhale, maybe letting them flow through you. 3 more breaths here. Exhale, press back, keeping the right toes pointed towards the front of the mat. Gentle release, just sinking the hips back, Feeling that stretch in our hamstring, our right side, the back of the leg. And release, coming back through tabletop, stepping or walking that right foot back. We'll take just a couple rounds of cat-cows here to reset. So wrists underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And on the inhale, draw the chest forward, belly drops, and tailbone rises. Gaze comes skyward. Exhale, press into the earth with the hands, round the spine. Gaze comes towards the navel, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, find cow. Opening the heart. Exhale, round the spine into cat. Three more rounds at your own pace. Moving with the breath. Last one. And come back to a neutral spine. And step or walk the left foot forward to meet the hands. And bringing the hands to blocks or to blocks on either side of the left foot. Coming all the way up. Maybe the hands are on the earth. Sinking the hips towards the earth here. Tune into the breath. Maybe come back to that I am statement, or see if one has come forward for you. Maybe just stating I am and see what comes alive. Exhale, press back, pointing the left toes towards the front of the mat. Breathing into that stretch in the back of the left leg. Releasing, coming back through tabletop. And come into pigeon on the right side. So bringing that left knee towards the front of the mat and wherever you are. So you can bring this, right side. You can do whatever side you want. Just flip to the other side. I'm starting on the right. Right knee towards the front of the mat, towards the hands. And the right shin can be parallel to the front of the mat. Definitely doesn't need to be. Heel can be closer in towards the groin. You can place a block under the right hip or whatever hip side you're on. And just bringing that opposite leg out behind you and coming up onto your hands, or you can come down to the forearms. That's going to bring a little more intensity into the hip, but a little less pressure on the wrist. So if we've been doing a lot with our wrists and they're feeling sore, see if it feels better to come down to the forearms or even down to the forearms on blocks or a pillow or a bolster, just to relieve some of that tension in the hips as well. This posture of pigeon, coming into the element of air, thinking about taking flight. Movement of the air. And this week is also potent energy of the full moon, and we have Beltane coming up. So we're thinking about the return of light. We're thinking about moving into our light as well. It's a great time for planting seeds in your garden as well as seeds in your mind and in your heart. And maybe this direction that you want to bloom towards, grow towards, where are your branches reaching to of your tree? Expansion here. With the breath, with air, we take flight and expand. Whatever way is intuitive to you, release, coming back through tabletop and moving to the opposite side. So bringing that other knee forward, sending the opposite leg long behind you and taking a block maybe to rest under that hip. or a pillow even, a rolled up towel or blanket if you're at home. And finding where you'd like to be here, resting on a bolster, on the earth. Don't be surprised if one side is a little tighter than the other. You're maybe able to bring that chin a little further forward. Find wherever you begin to feel that sensation in your hip, not to the point of it hurting, but just where you feel the sensation, then see if it feels good to stay there or back off a little. Finding our edge is really important in yin. Finding that place where we're right at our edge of like, oof, if I go a little further, this might not be too comfortable. And then backing off quite a bit from that. You want to be at about 70-ish%. That way you can find stillness and we can get into these deeper layers of our tissues and allow some of that tightness to release. Walk it back, releasing any props, setting them aside. We'll come to laying on our backs on our mat. Bring the soles of our feet together and let the knees fall open for Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. You can place pillows or blankets, blocks underneath the thighs for support. Placing the hands on the inside of the thighs or maybe on the belly or the rib cage. Play around with how close you'd like your feet to be towards the body or further towards the end of your mat. See what sensation feels right to your body today. And once you make adjustments, see if you can find some stillness here. Connect back with the breath. If your hands are on your rib cage or on your belly, just noticing that rise and fall each breath. Bring the arms out to the sides. It's nice and open here, opening the heart. Just feeling the openness of the universe, the space around you, the ether, expansion, all of the energy. All of the unseen. Get curious about it. Curious about the unknown, what lies ahead. The unknown that sustains us. Move any props and come into Shavasana, just extending the legs out long. Let the feet fall open. Meet the arms open at your sides, taking up space. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Gentle pause at the top. Exhale, sigh it all out. Again, inhaling through the nose, pausing at the top. Exhale, let it all go. Rest in stillness here, in oneness with the earth, with the elements moving through you. And the connection with oneness, coming back to that visualization of the tree of life within you. Scanning from the soles of our feet to the top of our head, to our fingertips. Notice how you feel here. This is exactly where we started, but so far from where we started. In the presence of this moment right here. Just breathe here. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Feeling into our physical body, to our roots and to our leaves. And taking an inhale, just maybe stretch, just arms overhead, reaching all the way from the fingertips to the toes. In whatever way is intuitive to you, meet me in a seated position. Bring the hands to the heart, holding the heart space. And just taking a moment of presence and gratitude. Gratitude for the space to practice in wherever you are. Gratitude for bodies that can move in any way. Gratitude for the time that you've dedicated here. Gratitude for yourself, for taking the time to connect, to be here, to be present. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice of the subtle body, connecting with the elements on the tree of life, the elements within us that sustain us and that bring us together in oneness. It is my greatest wish that you can carry the benefit of this evening's practice with you throughout the rest of your night, the rest of your week, and beyond. Satnam, may you align with your favorite version of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.